Let's learn how to create custom clothing in Clothweaver. Let's make a shirt guide and align it to our character. All right, looks good. And check mark use shirt guide. And we want to create a base plane. All right, we don't really need the guide anymore, so I'm going to delete it. If you deselect something, the Clothweaver menu will disappear, so you need to select something for it to appear. All right, how do we do this? Let's go to edit mode. Here we have our base plane. We want to delete one of the edges. What are we going to make today? Let's make a bodysuit and then turn it into something else. All right, so let's start up here at the neck. That's about right. I'm using G to move. Click this vertex, press E to extrude. All right. I'm just going to make a basic outline here. All right, that should be fine. And then we'll extend for some pants. Come to about here. And it needs to merge in the middle. It looks about fine. Okay, now we need to connect these like a puzzle piece. We need to have 4 edges per polygon, per face. So I want to click these 2, right click, subdivide, press G 2 times to move this. Select these 4, press F to fill. Okay, that creates a face. And then just keep creating faces. And we need to make one here, move it up. You can press F and it will automatically fill sometimes. What do we do here? Well, that's not good. That's not good practice. Because the clothing needs to deform, right? So I'm going to hit Control R and create a loop here. And then create a loop here. Now we can work on fitting it together. If you're modeling if you want to texture your clothing in terms of polygons, if you want to texture it via the polygon vertex method, then topology would matter. But if you're just doing simple textures like with image planes, and then you don't need to worry about topology as much. Okay, now we need to add more loops. So Control R, use your scroll wheel to add more loops here. Or more edges, rings, yeah, edges. Okay, that looks good. Add more here. Just keep doing this. Not too many, though. I probably did too many up here. It looks pretty dense. So the simulation is going to run a little slower. Oh well. That's fine. All right. Now, in order to get those the seams, those cuts in the clothing where the fabric, comes together, I'm going to hit Shift Alt to select an edge loop, not that one, this one. I want to hit V to separate it. Okay, so that's going to be where a seam is. And then I want to go ahead and do the same over here. Let's add one more loop cut. Okay, select this one to separate. And then just drag it. Okay. Same with the pants as well. Where would that be? I'd say it would be around where the waist is right here. So probably here. We're going to make a cut here. Okay. Now, we want to Shift Alt select the seam, and I'm going to hit B and then middle mouse to deselect. Okay. Now on the cloth weaver panel, I'm going to hit mark parallel edges. So that's going to create these stitches in between. All right. I want to do the same over here. Mark parallel. Okay. So that's where the cloth is going to shrink together. It's going to pull these together. And then I want to do the same here. I'll make sure everything is deselected and mark. Okay, that looks good. Now I want to do the backside. So I'm going to hit create backside over here on the panel. All right, and then it makes the backside. Now, this is important. Listen to this. So I just want to select the backside and move it forward, right? So I hit B and I select, and what's happening? Well, we need to enter X-ray mode in order to see everything. Okay, so now everything follows. Okay, that looks good. We need to check whether the orientation of these faces, these polygons, is correct. So I'm going to click Show Normals on the panel. Okay. Check normals face orientation, blue outside, red inside. Okay, we're getting a hodgepodge, a mix of things. So if I select everything, hit A, and then recalculate. Hit that recalculate button. Okay, now it's correct. I can always use the flip button if I want to invert, but blue needs to be outside, red needs to be inside. Okay. Get rid of the normals. Now, let's mark where the front and back connect. So I'm going to Shift Alt select this and this, mark parallel. We'll do the same here. I thought I did this little one here. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. All right. Whoops. Mark parallel. Do the bottom. It's tedious. It is tedious. Mark. Select these. Mark. Okay. Actually, no. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. That's good. Now the back, we want to fix this. So what do? I'm going to select these and delete them. Delete vertices. Then we're going to select this and hit E to extrude. Now it's kind of coming. How do I know what axis I'm on? That's not what I want. So I want to hit E to extrude and then constrain it on the on the X axis. So hit X and then merge it together. Okay. Now how many loops do we have? We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so Control R and you can hit 4. That'll make 4. Okay, and then you want to stitch these together really quick. Mark, okay, and then, all right, now we got the back side. That looks good. Okay. Hide that. Okay, mark. Okay. And now the pants, mark. Okay, and then on the inside. However, go there and mark these. That is very low, I must say, but we'll see how it works. Well, we can always change it later. Select here. Go to X-ray again. hide that. Okay, and then mark. Okay, now we're ready to sew. All right, so we have this. Let's check our normals again. Show normals. Okay, everything looks good. All right. Nothing is touching. Right, so the cloth is not intersecting. Okay, looks good. Hide normals. Go to the Weaver panel, and we got cloth presets. Default, I'm gonna use the default. Mass is at 0.3. That is the weight of the clothing. How heavy is it? Compression, that is how much the cloth compresses together, how much it bending, how bendable the fabric is, how flexible, and then stretching, how much it's gonna stretch or be stiff. Okay. Sewing force, I'm gonna keep it 12, and that is the influence, the strength of how the clothing comes together. Shrinking, don't need to worry about. That just means the cloth is going to shrink or it's going to expand a little when it sews. Pre-bake, that is an experimental feature. I'm not going to use that. Use triangles. I'll use triangles, so we'll get a more accurate simulation. Actually, not yet, because we still need to do some other work. You can revert the process, but it's sometimes, yeah. Optimize performance, don't need to worry about. Simulation speed, 0.5 is fine. All right, let's hit, this is where the magic happens. Sew 2D template. All right. All right. It's kind of like a tracksuit or something. It's kind of cool. That's what I should have named the, that's what I should have said in the beginning, tracksuit. Let's make a tracksuit anyway. Okay, then we're going to hit apply settings, start stop simulation. This button is important. All right, that doesn't look too bad. That actually looks decent. Okay. Yeah, that's not too bad, honestly. I don't think. It's pretty good. So let's talk about some of the settings here. Okay, these buttons are grayed out. Hopefully for clarity, meaning you don't need to use them right now. So in order to run the simulation again, you would hit apply settings and restart, and that'll recalculate it. So let's talk about some of these settings really quick. Toggle gravity, that turns gravity on and off. So now we should see the clothing kind of droop down more. Just a bit. Okay. I usually let the simulation run for 20 to 30 frames or so. All right. So that's fine. Let's look at optimized view. What does that do? Okay, that hides the subsurf modifier and the solidify. So that's good if you're working on a slower computer. You always want to use this start and stop button when simulating your cloth, because it will apply all these settings automatically for you. Okay, so if you're making changes and you don't see them happening over here, you want to click this start stop button. Okay. Let's just mess with some settings really quick. Compression, what does that do? Let's turn it to a 1. And we should see the clothing like kind of well, compressing, kind of moving in on itself, collapsing. Yeah, collapsing, that's the word. Collapsing in on itself more. Which is a little more wrinkly. It looks a little more wrinkly. It's not as clean as it was before. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Now let's look at stretchiness. A higher number equals less stretching. So let's turn it to a 0.5 and see. It should kind of droop down more. Almost like a... yeah, you can see specifically here it's drooping a lot more. We don't like that. Okay, so reload the preset. Mass, of course, is going to do that. Okay, higher, less bend. Let's change this to a 5. Let's see what bending does. It should become stiffer and not have as many wrinkles. Yeah, not as many wrinkles now. And we're getting, and it's not, because we have so little wrinkles, it's causing these issues here to become a little jagged. So reload with the preset again. Let's just make a new preset. Explain how that works. Let's see. Go to, well, let's call it. Let's just say cotton. Okay. And I want it to be 0.5. I want it to be, let's say 10, 2, and a 0.3, whatever. Sewing force, maybe a 10. Okay. Now if I hit save preset and reload, okay, here's cotton, reload. Okay, and it maintains those values. If I wanted, I don't want the cotton preset, so I click cotton, I hit delete, and it deletes it. Okay, nice. That's how that works. You save your own presets. Pretty cool. Make sure you have a collision on your character first. Yeah, that's important. Okay, so let's add a little bit more detail to our clothing. Let's use triangles. We'll see how triangles work. Okay. Certainly a lot more detail. Yeah, it's looking a lot more realistic. Okay. Let's go to the beginning of the frame. And I want to go into edit mode, go to X-ray, and just move the clothing a little closer together. All right, just move it a little closer to the character. That way it doesn't have so much room in between. So now we're gonna play again. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay. So how can we, what if I want to keep the top and change these pants for a robe, right? Let's say I want to make like a mage, or a mage or a priest or something. Okay. What you want to do is, well, next, hang on. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, so let's just apply the changes. Okay. And then let's go ahead and get rid of the bottom half. just get rid of this bottom half. So go to your X-ray mode, get rid of the bottom half. Okay, that's fine. Oops, what is going on here? Okay. Alright, extend it down. Expand it. Okay. Yeah. What's happening here? Delete that. Alright, add a loop and delete it. Okay, that's fine. Alright. And then just add, we have to do the same number. So, how much is this? There should be a, oh, it's down here. In the very bottom corner down here where my mouse is, you'll see it. You'll see the number appear. Okay, let's just do 20. Enter. Wait. Okay, hang on. Undo that. Make sure that is the only thing selected. Try again. Okay, 20. Enter, enter. 20. Enter, enter. Okay. Select the edge. Alt-Shift, and then mark parallel. Do the same on this side. Mark parallel. Okay. Tab out of edit mode. And I'm gonna, yeah, use the triangles, that's fine. Okay, now let's just see what happens. Apply settings. Oh, okay, my mistake, I forgot. So right now we've applied our settings using this button, 2A, which means it will apply the cloth sim. So we need, this is when we need to use recalculate. Okay, and now it, yes, okay. All right. Let's check those normals really quick. All right, so go back to our first frame. Let's check the normals, show normals. Ah, okay. Recalculate. There we go. Okay. So everything's recalculated, yes? Okay, good, good. Hide the normals. Let's create a, can I do that now? Oh, not really. Okay, let's convert back to quads. So use triangles, get rid of that. Hit apply. Okay, go back to the beginning. Go into edit mode again. Okay, now we're back to quads. So now we can easily hit Shift Alt. Okay, I want to I'm gonna hit V to separate. Actually, yeah, that's fine. Okay, hit V to separate it, move it. And then I want to select these two and hit mark parallel. Okay, now what do we do about this? Well, these all need to be connected, so I'm going to make a triangle here. All right, that works. And then I want the back as well, so click this. Whoops. Separate. All right, and select it. Mark parallel. Delete that little point. Hit F. Okay, there we go. Now, everything looking good? I think so, I think so. Okay. Okay, what happened before? Hit spacebar and search for shade smooth. Okay. All right, now we can hit apply settings and start simulation again. All right, so we're adding a little bit of detail here. All right, not bad. Let it run for a little bit. In this tutorial, we won't cover texturing. We're just talking about designing the mesh, the basic 3D object. Okay. All right, so that's how that can be done. That's how that can be accomplished. What about a hood? How do we add a hood to this? Let's add a hood. Okay. Let's add a hood. So first frame, you can hit apply if you want. I'm going to hit use triangles, so it'll use triangles next time. Okay, so let's create a hood. So add a plane. Move it up. Rotate it, drag it to the side. Let's create a hood for our character. All right. Oops, what is happening there? All right. That should be okay. I'm using proportional editing here. Make sure it says connected only. Select G, move up. You can change how much influence this has. Okay. Show normals. Okay. Alrighty. That looks fine. And hit L to select that. Rotate it a bit. Shift D to duplicate. Move it on the x-axis. Scale S, X, -1 to flip it. And recalculate. Or flip that normal. Okay. Alright, perfect. Now, I want to select this and hit mark parallel. So that'll stitch that together. Oh, this is a jumbled mess. What do we do? Well, let's figure it out. That would have to go here. Because that's where about the center is, right? Okay, so that's the center. Select this one, select here. Select this one, here, 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 here. Whoops. Okay. And then do the opposite. I want to select here, and that's where it connects, right here, right? Yes. So that needs to connect to this. Click this. Goes here. Click this one. Whoops. It's here. Click this one. Here. Click this one. Here. And this one goes here. What about that last one? That last one. Fine. Just make it go to the same one. Whatever. Should be okay. Alright. Now, I don't want to do that again. That was a pain, right? That was such a pain. And I'm lazy. So, I'm gonna... No. I can delete half of it and then mirror it. Don't want to do that. Hang on. Sure. If you find it to be a pain to do that again, we'll just delete half of it. And then mirror it. Where's our mirror? Add a mirror. Move our mirror to the top. Okay. Alright. Make sure clipping is on. Kind of connect it together. Okay. Get out of X-ray mode. Alright. That's fine. What in the world? Okay. What is happening here? That's fine. Alright. Don't worry about that side. Okay. Apply the changes. Okay. And then just kind of do a little bit of a reverse here. So click, click, mark parallel. Whoops. That's right. I want to first hide those normals. I can't tell what I'm doing. Okay. What is going on here? Oh, that's why. Okay. I moved it the wrong way. Mark parallel. Hang on, it's going to create a face if I do that. I don't want that. Okay. Do the same on the back. Okay, and that's all connected. Yes. Okay. Alrighty. Oops. Select these two. Mark. Parallel. Is this even connected to anything? No, it's not. Is this? No. Okay, so you gotta delete it. Delete those miscellaneous ones. And reconnect a couple things. So I guess it was more of a pain in the end. Oh well. We learned something. Okay. And do the top again. Whoop, whoop, click, click, and mark. Okay. Now, whew, let's recalculate. See what we get. All right, that looks pretty good. But why is it looking? We need to shade. We need to smooth it. Shade smooth it. Okay. And I'm gonna select the hood on the on the bottom. Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. Yep. So shade smooth. Okay. All right. That looks pretty good. It's not bad at all. Let it run for a little bit. Okay. All right. That's not too bad. Cool. Let's apply. Let's say you want to apply it. You can apply it like this, and then you would move to rigging. Then you would rig it afterwards. And then you would add another simulation on top of it. So let's hit recalculate. All right, and that's going to further stitch everything together. You can see it's falling now on the character, which is good. Okay, it's becoming more relaxed. So after you stitch it initially together, then you want to apply it. So 1, stitch, 2A, apply, 2B, recalculate. Okay. All right. Stop simulation. Okay. Apply, and then let's try the smooth clothing button. See what that does. Okay, so that kind of smoothed out everything, and then we want to recalculate again, so it'll merge everything together. Alright, yeah, you can see it did smooth out some of the wrinkles. And the shoulder. It helps smooth out the shoulder, which is good, but we also don't have as many wrinkles, so wrinkles add realism, because no clothing is perfect. Okay. And then, if you're exporting this to a game engine, I imagine you could always bake these seams, because this adds, detail, more realism. However, it is a mesh object, so you would want this to be textured in a game engine, maybe even an actual animation. So you would probably have to bake that or manually add in the seams for the texture. That's why we have stitch seams, this button, so it'll remove all of that and combine everything into one mesh. In a moment, after it calculates. Yeah. Now he looks like a ghost or a phantom, or I don't know what. It looks creepier, actually, because it's all one piece. But that's what that button does. Okay. So that's how you create custom clothing in Clothweaver.